Question was really interesting, and Dharma, my background is very similar. My motivation's very similar to yours. So I wanted to heal myself and became a healer. And I became, at 15, I knew I wanted to be a doctor for a variety of reasons. My parents had a horrible marriage, and I didn't want to ever have to be dependent on somebody and stuck in a bad marriage. I thought, I've got to be financially independent. And so I went to college, went to medical school, did an OBGYN residency and in Boston, and said, I got to get out of here and come someplace really different. Let's go to Southern California. And I was like, so different. I said, let's go back. But my husband said, no, I love it out here. You dragged us all out here. We're staying here. And so I was an OBGYN for 25 years, and because of pressures from HIPAA and insurance companies and you name it, I got really burnt out. And so I was 60 years old, and talk about reinventing yourself. I reinvented myself at a late point in life, but I've always been firmly of the belief that we are constantly developing and learning, and if we don't, we die. So I think to live, you have to be moving forward. And so for me, it meant opening a new business. And Cindy asked me, to talk about how I got into functional medicine, alternative field of medicine. It was kind of like I was dragged, because for years, for that whole 25 years, I heard, oh, somebody sent me a thing about pycnogenol, which is, French pine bark, which has great healing abilities. And I was like, I'm not sure. And then I threw it away. And then I was telling Deb, I had horrible discs in my neck, and I think I would have needed a spinal surgery. But a very wonderful massage therapist I had said, you need acupuncture. I can't do anything else for you. And this was like 25 years ago. Very few people were doing acupuncture. I was really scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't trust the process. The doctor, fortunately, because I was so narrow in my view, he was actually a USC trained anesthesiologist. So I thought, okay, he's done the conventional thing, so I was a little more comfortable. And then I had a friend of mine who actually, when I worked at Kaiser, was a general surgeon, and she had a testimonial up on his wall. She had seen him for hyperemesis, protracted vomiting and pregnancy. And I thought, okay, Karen Arthur saw this guy, and she's a bright woman and confident. It can't be that bad. I mean, this was how much I had to overcome to go to acupuncture. And he saved me from having surgery. And so it was, these various experiences, but I would say more than anything, listening to my patients who would tell me about alternative treatments that they had and how much better they felt. And I thought, I don't get it. I didn't understand the acupuncture. I didn't understand Qi. I was just like, this does not fit my context, but I just have to believe it because it worked. And so as these various things added up, I finally became more open to doing anti-aging and functional medicine. And it was really helped along because the first big course I went to was incredibly scientifically based. So kind of like what you had said of, people thinking that this is woo-woo. I want to know things work before I do them on somebody. And so, having information and data about that through scientific understanding, for me, is the best way to do that. So that's kind of how I got to be where I am. And I want to tell you a little bit about the evolution of Long Beach, because I moved to Long Beach in 1984. I've been here for 34 years. And Long Beach was Iowa by the sea, a backwater that, oh yeah, people on the west side just thought Long Beach, why would you ever go to Long Beach? And it has been this incredible evolution of the arts and, people into creative, just what you're doing. I mean, this has existed here for a while, and now you're bringing it together. And so we all now know who we are, and there is a huge movement here. So Long Beach is way, way different than it was 34 years ago. And Cindy wanted to know why I joined the Coastal Catalyst when all they had was a book that was like a phony book because there weren't real businesses in it. It was their sample book. And yeah, it was. And so I met Cindy at the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, and Cindy came from the fashion industry, didn't have any investment in the health industry and worked really hard for us to get that organization going. And I was like, this woman is a go-getter. Like, she had a passion, and really, you had no incentive other than we love you. But I mean, you just
was no agenda.
No agenda, just
going at all.
picked up a project and did it. And I thought, wow, this person.
I love business. I love helping businesses.
Well, you sure did. And so it really convinced me. And at the first meeting that we all had 8 months ago, whenever it was, I met Deb, and I thought, Deb's a savvy businesswoman. She's signing up to be a founder. Okay, I'll sign up to be a founder. And, you know, in terms of return on investment, I haven't seen it yet, but this is really new, and it takes a while to get a return on your investment. And I can tell you, Coastal Catalyst catalogs, they're flying off the shelves at my office. Somebody today picked up one and said, I didn't know where to find a yoga studio. Oh my gosh, look at all these restaurants. I mean, this is going to increase business in Long Beach. Like, you're not going to see it next week, but over time, I mean, we got 100, then we got another 100 of them. So we're like promoting the heck out of them, and people are just taking them. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I think the idea of having a membership rather than having ads is way better, because it will enable all of us to do this. And like, my frustration tonight is like not being able to talk to everybody. So we need to have more of these.
One thing that was exciting, one of my clients who is connected to Twig and Willow was like, oh, I saw you in this greatest little book. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to see you in there. So it's that type of thing where we're all going to have a spot to pull everyone together.
I agree. And in terms of the center of the Venn diagram, I mean, I feel like my patients and I are at the very center, because I can tell you, people's health is being so destroyed by environmental toxins, what we're all having to live with, or maybe not having to, but really surrounded by. And so, you know, to refer somebody for a workshop on making, you know, healthy home cleaning products, and to refer somebody for yoga or for sound therapy, because people are so stressed, they really need stress reduction. All these things are impacting people's health. And so I feel like all the women sitting here, like, I have patients I want to refer to each of you. They need your services. So thank you.
We have Kelly.